What's up guys, Ryan here from Gunner, and today we are talking police trade-ins. So you guys may have already known this, but if you didn't know, you can buy police trade-in guns. And that might sound crazy to you. Honestly, for me and for a lot of people, it's just kind of normal at this point. But yeah, you can actually buy department issued guns from gun stores or even from some places online, some auction sites, because every time a department upgrades guns or phases out old guns, they normally auction them off. Now, not all the time, because sometimes they allow their officers to buy them. And honestly, that's the way you should do it. If you carried that gun, they should just give it to you, but they don't always do that. Some departments are better than others, but yeah, I've heard where some officers can buy their gun for $1 just so that they paid something. Other officers have to pay maybe like 100, 200 bucks, but if they make it to the public, they're normally very inexpensive compared to what they go for brand new. So I have a couple kind of LE guns here. These are not actually labeled police trade-ins, but I'll explain that in a minute. But this is an actual police trade-in Remington 870. I have a couple police trade-in Smith & Wessons right here. Handgun wise, you can find a variety of stuff. I'd say the top stuff that we see as a gun store would be Smith & Wesson MMPs and Glocks. Now, a lot of them are all 40 cals. Not all of them, but a lot of them are 40 caliber guns. These are both 40s right here, and I'll explain why I bought them. They're actually pretty cool, but you can also find 9mm. Like we have 9mm Glock police trade-ins in our store right now. We have 40 MMPs in our store right now, but what's cool about some of them, not all of them, some are very just basic looking, like you can't even tell it's a police trade-in other than it came from a department, like there's no stamping on there. But then you'll get guns like this that have stampings. So this is stamped Detroit PD, which is very cool. And this one is stamped Springfield Police Department, which is awesome. And I'll give you guys a close-up of these. What's cool about this one is Springfield is where Smith & Wesson was made. So this is the department gun for where Smith & Wesson's plant was, or at least that city. They moved to Tennessee recently. I don't know what city exactly now, but they were in Springfield, Massachusetts, and that's exactly where this gun was from. And it even has the badge on here. So again, I'll show you guys a close-up. It's a very detailed but small stamp. It says Springfield, Mass, and then police up top. You got the badge there. They re-stamped the serial number on the side of the slide, which is not normally here. It's not even on the barrel normally on Smith & Wessons. But yeah, the Smith & Wessons, they only put the serial number right there, but they matched all the barrel, slide, and frame. And then it says Springfield Police Department on the side here. But pretty clean, minimal holster wear. And then you can normally tell on grips, like if someone's right-handed, the right side of the gun gets destroyed from whatever they ding it up against. But yeah, this one's clean on both sides. Then here's the Detroit PD one. Not as fancy of a stamp, but it's still cool that it says Detroit PD. Again, minimal holster wear. Looks like probably a badge number right there. No real wear on the frame. So badge number, I would assume, on the barrel right there because it's not the serial number. But that's those. But yeah, some department guns, they actually go above and beyond and they stamp the guns, which I think is cool. Again, not all departments do that, but I really like seeing guns that have some type of stamp on them. It shows where they're from. A buddy of mine, he's from Hawaii, so we had a Glock 22, which is a 40 caliber gun. We had a Hawaii PD Glock 22 come into our store. So I reached out to him and he bought it. He's on Instagram. I think he's doing a YouTube channel as well. His name is Jamel, but he also goes by Pueo Defense. But he took a Hawaii PD trade-in and he had it cut for an RMR or an Acro. I forgot what he put on there. But yeah, and I think he's also doing a caliber conversion. He might be running it in 9mm now. But I thought that was really cool to get a Hawaii trade-in Glock. I really wanted it, but honestly, he's from Hawaii, so I wanted to take care of him on that. So one thing I am looking for is Arizona police trade-in guns, if anybody has any. But yeah, this one's Springfield Department, and this one's Detroit. Detroit's cool too, honestly, because I feel like this gun's probably seen more than a lot of departments. But gun-wise, it's a very clean gun. Like, it's got some holster wear, but it's honestly not bad at all. And shotgun-wise, I have a couple Remington 870 police trade-in shotguns. I didn't dig the other one out because it was a little too far back in the safe. But this one's really sweet. It's an 870 Magnum. It's got iron sights. The fore-end here was cut, so it can go all the way back. I don't know if this would have been like an original 874, and I assume so, but I'm curious why it was cut, because from the factory, I don't know why they would have it go over this. So maybe you guys might know that, because this was for sure cut by something. But yeah, I mean, it works good. My dad actually has one too. I think his is 07. So when we used to get police trade-in shotguns, we don't get shotguns or rifles as much anymore. Or honestly, it's been years since we've seen them in the store. But we had lots of 10, and I mean lots, like 1 through 10. A bunch of times, which is cool because honestly, I think the store was selling this for like 200 bucks like 6 or 7 years ago. I should have bought more than one, but I only bought one. My dad bought one. I have another 870 Wingmaster with wood furniture on there, and they were always like 200 bucks or less. So yeah, I kind of regret not buying more of these, or just more police trade-in shotguns and handguns and rifles in general, but I've always kind of spent as much as I could on guns. And at the time, I mean, they were just so common, you didn't think about it. But now, shotguns and rifles aren't as common anymore, and the avenues of getting them aren't as easy. Because before, I feel like there wasn't as many like online distributors of them, or retail or auction sites. So we actually got a lot of them at that time. Recently, I mean, we still get Glocks and, again, the Smith & Wessons, but we haven't had rifles in a long time. We haven't had shotguns in a long time, and I mean like 5 or 6 years maybe. But rifle-wise, so Colts were very rare, at least for us, getting them as police trade-ins. These are both Colts. They're LE stamped, so they're stamped law enforcement carbine on this side, and then they have the government markings on here, which say restricted military government law enforcement use. It's a long stamp, but yeah. Colts were very rare for us to get, but what we did get a lot of was either Bushmasters. We got a Delton, which Delton now is considered like a cheap gun, but they used to make some nicer stuff. And I would say, like, variation-wise, or like how they came in, they always ended up looking something like this or like this. So it was kind of very rare that you would get, or honestly, I never even saw them, where you'd get like free float rails or anything like that. And I'm talking like 7 or 8 years ago. It just wasn't a thing for us, at least. So a lot of the guns came in like this. You either have the basic furniture, sometimes a carry handle, sometimes a flip-up sight, or you'd have some type of railed model. But yeah, again, Colts were rare. We got some other lower price point stuff, but when we would get them, they would be like a $400 AR. Now, you could still find $400 ARs nowadays, but I just thought it was cool that you were actually getting a department issued gun. Now, that can be both good and bad, because depending on the department, a lot of guns, I mean, I would say a lot are not super worn out, but then you get ones that look like they've had every single officer for the last 100 years use them. So there were definitely some worn out guns that were probably not worth it. But honestly, there was a lot of good buys. And for me, being a $200 shotgun, I think this was a pretty good buy. I mean, it looks a little worn, but this thing internally looks amazing. And a lot of times they have a lot more surface wear than they actually have internal wear. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because you can still find police trading guns, and we still get them in our store all the time. 9mm handguns are going to be a little bit more expensive from what I've seen, and not as great of a deal compared to just buying a straight up used gun. Because right now, I think we have like Glock 17 9mm in the store for about $450, but our dealer cost buying them police trade-in is like $420-ish. So you make like $30 buying a police trade-in gun. So not every deal is great. But again, these Smith & Wessons, these were like $250 to $300. So we don't have any of these stamped ones in the store right now. Yeah, they were very cool, but we still get a variety of guns, and you can still find them out there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think police trading guns are pretty cool. It would be really cool if we could get some military trading guns, but that's just not a thing anymore. And by that, I mean, like, you used to be able to get the CMP guns, so M1 carbines, M1 Grands. I'm sure there was some other ones, 1911s, like World War I, World War II 1911s. Those used to come in, but the military doesn't do that anymore with their sidearms. And I know that we can't get like full auto stuff, but it'd be kind of cool to get the military trade-in optics or the handgun, stuff like that. And I know a lot of that would be rough, but I think it would really be cool if the government did stuff like that again, where they sold to the public. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys have found some cool police trading guns over the years. And yeah, stay tuned for my next video, and thank you for watching. This is roughly how a gun could come in, potentially. This is not as common with Colts, but you would get law enforcement carbine guns, maybe a rail, maybe an EOTech on there. Police trade-in optics are also a thing, which was sweet. And you could still find them here and there, but this is a older Daniel Defense rail. And you'll see this stamp on a variety of guns. I've seen them on Bushmasters, Deltons, Rock River is another popular one. Again, Colt, but yeah, you get a variety of stuff. And then sometimes you'll get just a more basic looking one, but it's still a sweet gun nonetheless. And yeah, this is also a law enforcement stamp carbine.